Okay, for sure. No, absolutely. Thank you guys for being here this afternoon. I'd like to extend a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays to Longhorn Nation. Really appreciate their support today coming out. Holiday right now. I know everybody's kind of going all around the place right now. Our guys are getting ready to leave and go all around the country as well. And, my message to them today was to come out and try to compete as hard as we could and continue to build on what we've been building on the last 2 weeks of practice and games. We knew we were going to play a team that in Corpus Christi has gone to 2 NCAA tournaments the last 2 years. They have a winning culture and a real physical team that really imposes their will defensively, in terms of you having to, take care of the basketball and be strong with the ball. And then a team that really pushes the ball hard in transition and rebounds really well. So, again, we knew we were going to come and play this time of year. You've got to be locked in and dialed in. Because if you're not, then you can be beat this time of year. But proud of the way our guys competed today. I thought their effort was really good. I thought that we're going to be in situations like this all year where, we've got to come out of timeouts and we've got to come back out and stop runs with a stop, score, stop, and we were able to do that and kind of close the game out.
Mark in front, please, sir.
Yeah, Rodney, Dylan DeSue said, he thinks his conditioning is better than he expected coming back. He made that end to end, plays at both ends. But he said you did have to call a timeout for him with about 3 minutes left. Did you notice something, or did he wave you down?
Well, you know what? I thought we just needed a timeout in general. I thought we needed to kind of hit the reset button right now, take a deep breath. There's no pressure right now. We've got to come out. We've got to execute on offense. We've got to try to sit down and get a stop on defense. And let's do what we practice in terms of how we have to play right now. And I thought our guys did a nice job of that. We made an adjustment late in the game and felt like they were going to they do a really good job of driving the basketball and trying to get to the foul line. Thought they were getting to the paint a little bit too much late in the game, so we needed to slow them up the floor. And even in the half court, we threw our zone out, a change up defense for us. I thought that really helped us close the game out as well.
Coach, you got a luxury with those forwards. That's a deep front court. For you, what's the challenge of that? Now that you have so many options coming off the bench at that position.
Well, again, I think the thing we always ask our guys is just to be stars in their role. Each of those guys have, 3 things that we ask them to bring to the table every single day in practice and games, and just be prepared for your opportunity. And when you're on the floor, you give it all you got. You're not sitting there trying to hold it or pace yourself, because we've got guys that could come in. Next wave of guy could come in and give us some energy and activity as well. So, just come in and be a star in your role.
Coach, from our vantage point, the first thing I thought about as the game was going on is Texas and really both teams were playing fundamental basketball. Is that how you saw it, or because it wasn't a blowout and it was a close game at one point? So was it fundamental basketball in your eyes? And then secondly, what did you ask Santa for Christmas?
Terry, it's a great question. I think, again, anytime you play a team that, again, this team won an NCAA tournament game last year. So, there's a winning culture there. They're going to play hard. This team's gotten better over the course of the year. They played, a couple of Big 12 schools already, so they weren't going to come in here and be intimidated. They have older players, an older team, guys that played in the NCAA tournament already. So, there was never a thought that we were going to come in and blow this team out. We had to come in and try to really execute the things that we were trying to get done and try to get better today in terms of continue to build our team and trust in the process, with this part of the journey of our season. And I thought, again, we played hard today. We didn't play perfect, but I thought the effort and the want to was there. And it was really good for us in terms of the challenging piece to have to close this game out the right way, late in the game as well. You know what? I don't really have anything that I have a wish for Christmas. I'm blessed. I have great health. God's given me an incredible opportunity, and I think the one thing, like I told our guys this time of year, you don't take for granted spending time with your family and loved ones, and telling them how much you love them and how much you thank them. And so that's to me. I mean, I'm not looking for any gifts. I always tell our guys to be givers. And if you're a giver and you're someone that's a blessing for someone else, you're going to be blessed tenfold in life.
RT, kind of circling back to Dylan DeSue, just days after getting him back from injury, how encouraging is it to you to see him in a close game kind of pick up where he left off at the end of last year, which is having that penchant for making big plays and big shots at the end of a game, and to kind of give you guys some distance?
Yeah, no, Cliff, I mean, for him to do what he's done the last two games and, really just had practice 2 weeks really in terms of physical practice and being back in live contact, it's kind of been remarkable what he's been able to do to this point right now. He didn't have any summer. He didn't have any fall. And the same thing can be said about Caden Cedric as well. He didn't have any summer. He didn't have any fall. Both of those two guys are literally playing themselves right now, into a season. And without little or much preparation for the season. Other guys, they had 8 weeks of the summer. They had the entire fall. And now they're into the first part of the season, and they played the first part of the season. So, he's much further along right now than probably I thought he would be at this point. But, again, kudos to Warren, our trainer, who does an incredible job. Corey Schlesinger, our strength and conditioning coach, those two guys work hand in hand. They've done a remarkable job with both of those two guys, just getting them back to a point where they can come in and have contributions in these early games.
Coach, piggybacking off what you just said about, Dylan DeSue, being further along than you expected, just with the team overall this time of year, you guys, it's all about basketball right now. Just what areas are you really trying to hone in on right now, and what improvement have you seen thus far since, the break started?
We've had 2 really good weeks of practice. We've gotten better in practice. We probably had more physical practices of the year these last 2 weeks. Trying to instill a physical mindset. We've done I think a much better job taking care of the basketball as well. But we've worked at it, being strong with the ball. We knew we were going to play a team today that fouled a lot, a team that really put their hands on you and was a physical team. We really tried to come back and work on our defense, just playing hard, pick and roll defense, physical mindset with physical blockouts. Early part of the year, rebound has been a big part of an area that we needed to continue to try to improve, especially defensive rebounding and keeping guys off the glass. But again, I think early in our journey, we've improved in some areas. This team still has a high ceiling on where I think we're going to be able to go in the future. And my message to them is just continue to trust the process. And, when we really get lost to playing really hard on the defensive end, every single possession for 40 minutes, and more importantly, get to where we're playing for our teammates and have a passion for doing that for 40 minutes, man, we're going to be really good.
You mentioned rebounding. Dylan had 10 in the second half, 3 in the first. He said that, and they let him know about it. What was said at halftime when he only had 3? Because he's been a double-double machine.
He's really bought into his role. I mean, he's been a star this year in terms of, the 3 things we asked him to do this year was be an elite defender, play with the high motor, and be an elite rebounder. He's really done that at a high level for us the first part of the season here. Continue to, on the offensive end, move, cut, play with the good pace, but he's really bought into his role at a high level. And, I've likened him to a lot what he's doing right now to a guy we had, Damian James, that played for us, left here as the all-time leading rebounder. And I said, hey, man, go get 10, 12 rebounds in a game and see what happens at the end of the year when you're doing that every night. He's bought into that fully and really proud of the way he's playing and the way he's carrying himself.
Coach, you held them with 35%. You kept them off the free throw line. You outboarded them. But then they're only down 6 or 5 with a few minutes to go. How did they stay that close? And then what did y'all do down that stretch to kind of pull away?
Well, again, Thomas, this time of year, man, there are no layups this time of year, man. Every team's a good team. And at mid-major basketball, you have older players. And in particular, when you play a program that's used to winning, this team's used to winning, And so, you're gonna have a competitive game. You're going to have a coach that's, that does a great job with this group over there on the other side over there. You watch games all around the country this time of year right now, and if you're not ready to play, you can lose. And if you're not finishing games, you can lose the game as well. So you got to work the game for 40 minutes. No one's going to knock anyone out, and we'll be in games like this all year. And it's why you schedule the games you play. We have a really good UNC Greensboro team coming in that beat Arkansas earlier in the year on their home court. So you're playing teams. In the schedule we put together are really good teams coming in here. You got to play for 40 minutes, but they're preparing us for conference play. We're going to be in games in conference play just like this, physical games, teams that are used to winning, and you got to work the game for 40 minutes. Nobody's going to knock anyone out. Thanks all. Thank you. Merry Christmas.